guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 5 of the Pengo. I want to take the buttons out of the control panel, take the joystick out, and remove the control panel overlay and get it ready for the new control panel overlay. I'm hoping to not have to paint the metal, but we'll see what happens. All going to depend on how sticky this is. I have to replace it because this staining and stuff will not come off. And it looks like somebody tried scrubbing part of it off up here. So this is all kind of screwed up. So we're gonna change that out. And also in this video, I want to paint the coin door and the lower marquee bracket for the Pengo. So then all the parts will be ready. There's the Pengo cabinet right there. Right next to the Journey. It still needs put together, but waiting on the artwork for Journey. And the tape deck control board, which will be here, I think this week, beginning of next week. But the Pengo turned out really nice, very clean, very smooth job. I'm very happy with it. Some people were asking me, or somebody asked me yesterday on the painting that and how expensive the paint was, and why I didn't use latex. Well, you can't use latex paint on a cabinet that you're going to put artwork on, because what happens is the arcade artwork will not stick to it. It'll end up peeling and falling off of it. And then somebody else had mentioned using an oil-based, which once again is fine, but it's very hard to spray oil-based paint and have it look really smooth. Plus, I put an automotive satin clear over top of it, which if I use an oil-based paint, which I don't even know if Rust-Oleum even sells oil-based paint anymore, I don't know. If I went with the Rust-Oleum paint, I wouldn't be able to put the automotive clear over it. Plus, I don't know if you can get it mixed in colors or not. To be honest with you, I don't know. I can't say I've used it enough other than like black and white to really know, so I don't really have an answer for you on that. But the reason why I couldn't use latex is obviously artwork won't stick to it, and I can't use automotive clear over top of it. And I like to put the automotive clear over top of it just for an extra protection. And if any staining or anything happens on the cabinet, it usually washes right off because of the clear coat. Obviously, latex paint does not spray very well. It would be really orange peeled. So would Rust-Oleum if I try to paint that. I mean, the surface here is as smooth as melamine would be, you know, laminate. Sorry, laminate. See, look at the top here. See how smooth that is? You can never achieve that with spraying Rust-Oleum and or latex. They do make some acrylic paints you can use as well, but once again, I've never had any success with spraying that stuff, and I like to spray everything because it just gives you a much better result. Yes, you can roll it and it will be a decent result, but you're always going to have some orange peel. So that's just why I do that. Yes, it costs me more money to do it the way that I do it, but in the end, it's just an overall better product, and that's just kind of how I am and what I do. So, I mean, like I said, there's nothing against using other products whatsoever. It's just what I choose to do. And once again, it does cost me more money than it would to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or something, or Sherwin-Williams, and get some paint. But to me, it's not really that much more money. And the time it saves me because of how fast it dries, to me, in the end, is worth it. Because I need to get stuff in and out of the shop. I can't let it linger around in here long because I have so many other projects going on that it's just going to get filthy and dirty if I do. So, all right, well, let's get this torn apart. I did find an original old stock overlay, which is supposed to be here on Friday. So these penguins and everything match identical. It has the Eskimo guys or whatever these are. And it's an original one from back in the day. Now, if it happens to be not as sticky, or I might just use 3M Super 77 spray adhesive on the metal just to be on the safe side, because chances are the adhesive is probably broke down a little bit on it and it probably won't be as sticky. So what I'll probably do is spray the metal control panel itself with some Super 77 spray adhesive, let it tack up to where it doesn't come off on my finger, and then apply the overlay. At least then I have a better shot of it holding up and staying stuck to the cabinet. So first thing I want to do is take the joystick out. We got our E-clip here, which for some reason a bunch of people get nervous taking the E-clip off, which I never could understand that. I don't really understand what the big deal is with it, what the big hype is about it, but I don't know. Like I said, I've never had an issue with it. I just take my flathead screwdriver and get it in there with a pair of pliers, and I pull it out. Now see how I have it most of the way out. Not all the way out yet. See here, zoom in a little bit. So I have it most of the way out. So now, if I just put my finger over the shaft right here, okay, and grab this with pliers and just pull it out, it's right there. Nothing shoots away around or anything like that on you. You can just pop out your joystick. We need to clean this, and I don't really understand what in the world that is that was around it. Did these have like some sort of a gasket or something around it? I don't know. I don't know what that is, but that's garbage. We're gonna clean this shaft up on the drill press with some sandpaper. We're gonna leave all the wires attached just like they are, because I don't want to detach any of this stuff. I'm even gonna leave them hanging under the control panel. I'm just gonna take the buttons off and then leave these attached because it still has the original holders and the zip ties that are holding it. So there's no point in taking all that out. It doesn't need to come out. I do need to take the joystick out and let that hang too, because the carriage bolts need to come out so that I can access or put on the new control panel overlay. Now these carriage bolts, I'll probably end up painting them when I paint the coin door here tonight. Maybe we'll just scuff them up with some sandpaper and paint them a little bit. They're a little bit rusty. I mean, mine's well if we have it apart. Now I don't want to mess with the control panel much because I'm leaving everything alone. The latches and everything. It even has assembly numbers and stuff here stamped on here still. So I don't want to screw with any of that stuff. I want to leave it as original as possible. And I thought it was pretty cool that I was able to find a new old stock control panel overlay. Just hopefully when I bend the corners up with it, it doesn't want to crack on me. I'll probably heat it up with a little heat, or maybe put it in the spray booth and warm it up in there to like 100 degrees or something and let it get a little bit more pliable and then do it. I guess if it were summertime, I could stick it out in the sun, possibly, and let it get a little bit more flexible. But we'll get it one way or another. We should. I just hope it doesn't, like I said, hopefully it won't crack. But that is a risk that you run, you know, getting an old piece of artwork like that. Who knows how it was stored or anything like that, so we'll see. Okay, so we have those out. Now we just got to do the buttons, which you can just take a pair of pliers and kind of hold it. You just spin the nut. That's all you got to do. And these buttons need to be clean. They're pretty nasty. There's a bunch of filth around the button itself. We'll take these apart and clean them when I'm putting the game back together. This game, I don't know, I might put it right back together before I start putting the other ones together, just because I have that monitor out of the cabinet right now and I get worried with that neck. I have it underneath the table in the basement, but just don't want to break it because it's literally a G07 with 0 burn-in. I'd rather try to not mess that up. Hopefully this control panel overlay is going to come off with not fighting me too bad, but probably will. So yeah, I'm not knocking people that use latex paint or oil-based paint or acrylic paint or anything like that on their cabinets. Just, you know what I mean? Use what you want to use, you know, and what's in your budget and what you want to do. Obviously not a lot of people are going to have the spray equipment that I do to do it the way I do it, and I get that. But I mean, it is what it is, really. Just kind of how you want to do it. All right, so we got that all out. So now we can see how horribly well this is stuck, which I'm sure it's probably going to be stuck really well. You know what? See that? It's delaminating. That's just the lamination coming off. I'm okay with leaving that blue there because it's going to get covered by the new one. More worried about. So it was the lamination that was screwed up. So whatever got on here ate the lamination up. I almost wonder, can I get the lamination off and just leave this and just go over it? Do I just do that so that I do less damage? The way that this is peeling apart makes me nervous on getting that original one. I wonder if this will just scrub off with some lacquer thinner. It very well might. I can go grab some, we could try it. This lamination was not stuck very well anymore. All right, let me put a little lacquer thinner on here and just see if it takes this off or not. Might not do anything. It does takes the ink off, I know that. It's breaking it down. Right down to the original metal. Such a shame to ruin the original artwork. Sucks. You know what, my hands are completely dried out. I'm gonna put some gloves on. I don't know how long they'll last, but you know what, I got some thicker ones up here. Yeah. Got some more of a chemical resistant ones up here. Just put one on my hand that I'm using to scrub with. A little bit of a sticky residue, but I think it'll scrub off.
Right here I'm using lacquer thinner and a razor blade to scrape the thick glue off of the metal. I didn't want to sand it down because it would have really dug into the metal and I wasn't wanting to get into all that. Now I'm using a red Scotch Brite pad and lacquer thinner to scrub the rest of the glue residue off of the metal.
Okay, now I got all the residue and everything off of here. It looks brand new, but I stripped the factory coating off the metal on this side. It has some sort of like a zinc coating on it. So we are going to spray a little zinc coating onto this. But I gotta get this thing to kind of stand up on end. All right, I got some aluminum foil. I want to wrap up the controls and the wiring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray that first lip first. That lip first, and then we'll flip it over. So all this is gonna do is just prevent it from rusting in the future. You could stick it over the bare metal, but you run the risk of it rusting underneath. And I'm not putting this on heavy at all. Just want to put enough on to just coat the bare metal. That's all we're after here. This will stop corrosion and rust. That's it, it's done. So now we can go ahead and get the coin door ready for paint on the exterior of it. We're not gonna do the inside or anything like that, just the exterior of the coin door. Okay, first thing I gotta do is get these locks out of here. And of course I don't have my wrench over here, so now I gotta go get my wrench. This is a thick coin door like the ones that come on track and field. They're like a made out of like pot metal. They're not sheet metal. All right. So we're just gonna leave these doors shut. This one's tight. This upper one's tight. And I don't know why. Doesn't really make any sense. The heck is it rubbing on? I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna take this red Scotch Brite pad and we're just gonna scrub this real quick. Nothing crazy. Now this coin door barely has any texture to it, so just the spray can itself should be good to go. But you just want to give it a good Scotch Brite. Just so that it has a scuffed up surface. This plate right here is like where it would say for the track and field, the what's it say? Centura, whatever it is, I forget. Now these can get polished up afterwards, but we'd have to take them out to do that. And we're not going crazy with it, we're just giving it a quick scuffing. Then we're going to take some tape. So we're going to push in the coin return button with the tape, okay? And then kind of just ball the tape up in there. Then that masks off the button for you. Okay, then we have these two little coin return chutes. Okay, now I'm just going to take a little bit of lacquer thinner on my paper towel. I'm just going to quickly wipe this down. What this is doing is getting any oils or anything like that, grease off of this thing, so that our spray paint will stick to it. All right, I'm gonna go get the spray paint so we can paint this thing. And then we just gotta do the marquee bracket. And then everything's pretty much ready for reassembly. The artwork came today for the sides, and the control panel overlay is supposed to be here at the end of the week. So let me go grab some Krylon matte black. I just want to scuff up this lower marquee bracket as well, paint it at the same time. Oh, you know what? We got to do the joystick still. That's just cleaning it. All right. So quick and easy, quick spray can here, nothing crazy. Two coats is all you really need. Okay, we'll let that dry for a little bit. I'll put one more coat on in about 10 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is clean the joystick. Quick and easy way here. Got glue on it. Cleaning the control panel overlay, awesome. Man, did I get glue stuck on this thing. I'll have to polish it off. We're gonna stick this in the drill press. We're going to spin it and use a Scotch Brite pad. Okay. You can do this with a hand drill just as easily. Now, by using it on the ball, I'm actually making the ball dull, okay? But we're gonna polish it up with some rubbing compound. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some rubbing compound. These are just some automotive rubbing compounds. One's a cutting polish and one's an actual polish. And go over the metal with it too, because what that's going to do is prevent it from rusting, because it's going to kind of like embed into the metal. It's like a wax. Okay, now we're going to go to a little bit of a finer compound. there's a white, like a white kind of spot on the ball, it won't come off. It's whatever was on the control panel got on that as well. Must have been some sort of like, I don't even know, paint, maybe something like a drain cleaner or something. The game was in the basement, maybe like they were cleaning the drains and like drain cleaner spilled on here, because I know that stuff's pretty corrosive and it could definitely eat plastic and stuff like that. So wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. So now we got a nice clean joystick ball and shaft, no more rust anymore. So that's done. So let's put one more coat of paint on this control panel overlay and the marquee bracket, and we're pretty much done with this video, guys. Nothing crazy. Finishing up some little parts. So just one more light coat, and this thing's gonna look brand new. Now, by using that Scotch Brite pad, I didn't really wear off the finish or the little bit of texture that there was. I kind of just scuffed over it. Okay, let that dry and I'll come back and see what it looks like. Control panel's dry, by the way, so that looks good. Okay, that coin door is still drying. I forgot about the control panel bolts. So I'm just rubbing them on Scotch Brite pad until they become clean, like this one. How I clean all the rust and paint off of it. So I'm going to get all these done and then just poke them in some cardboard and shoot them with that matte black. Okay, coin door and stuff's still a little wet, obviously, but it'll dull up a little bit more. But it looks brand new once it dries. And then those are the carriage bolts. I just put them on the edge of that box. Now, I always take my lacquer thinner rags or paint thinner rags or mineral spirit rags, anything like that, solvents that I clean with, I don't throw them in the regular garbage can. I keep them separated. A lot of times I'll take that and put it outside for the night, because those things can combust on their own. And I know that because when I used to do construction, we used to do fire repair buildings and stuff like that, and that was like a main thing that would catch on fire on buildings, was people using like stains and mineral spirits and stuff like that. Like we did a restaurant that was getting the old restaurant that they had, they were doing a remodel and they were staining a bunch of stuff, and they took all the stain rags and the thinner rags and everything and just threw them in the garbage can. Well, the building caught on fire that night and destroyed it. And that one sticks out the most in my head, so I always take extra caution to that, because I know it's possible and I don't want that to happen to me. So if you guys are doing like even alcohol rags, like when I strip down paint on the side of a cabinet to reveal the original artwork, I even take those alcohol rags and put those outside, because if they're going to catch on fire, it's going to catch on fire outside, it's going to go out, it's not going to burn the building down. So I'm a little cautious about stuff like that. So, all right, well, that's going to end this. I think I said it was part 5 of the Pengo. We are basically, well, we're not basically, we are ready to reassemble Pengo, and it'll be done. I think, honestly, probably assemble it in a video. I don't see why not. There's not really much to do. We just got to put a control panel overlay on, side art, T-molding, and then put the electronics back in it. The wiring's still in the cabinet. We just have to zip tie some wires back to the staples in the cabinet and stuff like that. So nothing real major that we need to do at this point. Vacuum it out, wipe it down, stuff like that. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all these videos. We are getting to the point now we're going to be doing assembly video after assembly video. We're going to be I think I'm going to kind of jump around, you know, work on Stargate one day, work on Journey one day. I think I'm just going to kind of go in a rotation and keep working my way around until they're all back together. At least it'll kind of keep it a little bit more interesting, I think. A little bit more, I don't know, kind of change it up a little bit. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Please hit the thumbs up. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Other than that, guys, I'll see you later. Thanks a lot.